right. God bless you, one and all. John, Jack, McCaig, here on Jesus Christ Trust .net channel. And we got a lot to do this week. um, Alan, oh, happy day indeed. J. Baba, and praise Jesus Christ. Definitely. I sure do. All the time. Thank you for showing up when I touch that tomb of Mary Baba's. Okay, we're going to go over some things this week, and JB's here. All right. Canada in the house, or at least the one managing Canada. And that's not easy. I I I understand, but I don't know anybody else may understand. Uh George. Listen, that reminds me, the donations that everyone gives me, like I can't function without them as say on because man, they just make me invisible as possible, don't they? So your donations are like a way to support the truth, and when you do it, goes to your karma because that's just the way it works up here in this game. So I appreciate that very much. That's why I say it every time I come on this show too. Is it's a differentiator, Either you're supporting the truth or you're not, and that's it. Mike Coe in a house too. All right. Mike Coe in a house for real, right? With a sign on the house. Oh baby. Thank God for that. Okay, we're gonna go over something this week. Anytime you feel like interrupted, hey, I got a thought, I got a question or whatever. I'm here working for you. You see, I'm not working for me. I got work to do, but my work is for you. I'm like literally your servant. So it you're never interrupting to ask your question and throw out a thought and any of that stuff. I'm working for you. So your job is to be like, oh, this come to me. God said something to me. Just throw it at me. I need some more guidance on this. No, 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 no. That's all I'm here for. Okay. All right, Frank. Greetings to all. I love it. That's a great one. Okay, so I named this one forgiveness, the meaning of forgiveness, but I got a lot to go over today. Okay. Um, and that's just a basic concept. Like, hey, forgive. You got to forgive people. You're a Christian. You got to forgive a hypocrite. This is what, as far as forgiveness, and you forgive someone when they're not doing what you've had to forgive them for, right? Like that's what there are two levels of forgiveness, really. There's one like I forgive everyone. They're just playing this game. They need to be here playing this game, or I can't win this game. Okay, one level of forgiveness, you have an understanding. Fantastic, wonderful. But then if you interact with them and you tell the truth, and let's just say I already said the truth and they're high mind, so they already have the truth. You see, they already know I embody the truth, and they already know you know. So it's like polite only because they already know the truth. So it's only a politeness to be like, hey, but the truth is this. And so if you being polite doesn't get them to end what they're doing, well, let me just put it this way. If I forgive them, the bankers, for example, hey, uh, Jason, all right, glad you made it. If I go generally, hey, the bankers are forgiven because they got to run the game. Okay, I get it. All right, bankers are forgiven. You know what I mean? But then, the bankers are forgiven. I've said to them, hey, yeah, I said to the cops, I said to so many of them, I went to court how many times? Oh my God, it's a joke, right? I was like, you don't sign a document. This is slavery. This is simply slavery. Okay. I pointed out everything. I mailed it to hey, how many videos, how many court proceedings, on and on and on. Oh my God. I think I've been very fair to them. Overly fair. So fair, it's a joke. And they continue on. You see to say it's like, yes, there's a game, but you could win. Part of the game is one of you has to switch teams, right? To keep the numbers up. So switch or what? If you got my forgiveness, but I'm not gonna forgive you for keeping up the same old nonsense, then you get my death prayer. I explained to you to stop doing that. I was here to explain. I have the proof. You have the proof by having no document with your signature on it. So that's slavery. Okay, so change, end it, or I pray for your death and your entire family's death, and that you be sent to hell in the name of Jesus Christ. Okay, so that doesn't phase you. Fine. Okay, well, that's the outcome. You see what I'm saying? And they look at me. What? I'm standing this far in front of them. Just tell them right to their face. Oh, I'm just wearing this uniform. I'm like, yeah, exactly. That's exactly it. Mike in the house. All right. God bless. God bless all that read this and all that don't read. Oh, that's see. That's what I'm saying. Like, you can bless them all and forgive them all, but if they don't change, there ain't no more forgiveness at that point. You see what I'm saying? That doesn't help them is why. It doesn't help them move forward. All right, Jay. Good to have you here, Jay. Mike Tech. Thank you, Mike Tech. All right. Uh Somebody else that can't be killed. And got proof. What's up, homies? Okay. So I wanted to really touch on that, you know, element of forgiveness because it's absolutely critical that we play this spiritual game for our soul in line with the truth. And those that don't accept it, well, they're left to God. That's not you to change them. You see what I'm saying? Or you to mete out judgment or you to mete out punishment. No, God, please do this. They've earned it. These hypocrites. You see? What? I know they have. I've told them I went to court. I got all the paperwork, got all the proof. 15 years straight. No more of that nonsense. You see the same? Why would I go to court? What? Now I'll go to their building. Who's in charge here? Oh, the manager. Oh, in that room. Oh, okay. Walk in there. This is what I need. And if you don't do it, well, I pray for your death and your family's death because they, right? You're running things or you're making me your slave. So they're receiving the compensation from your evil. So them too. Everyone to hell. And I really want the proof soon. I'm just letting you know, God, hey, start dropping them dead in front of me. I want to take some videos so that we can have some peace up in here. You see what I'm saying? It's not us killing them, it's God. So if they earned it, they drop. That's what I want. A film of that in front of me. That's what I'm going for. They're probably 6 lifetimes away from having that first time. I know, so I have to that's that's it. Exactly, George. So I have to I have to get, like, right here with them. Is there anything in there? Is there anyone in there? You see what I'm saying? Jeff Prayer is like even they get a shake up from it. I'm like, "Oh, look at you wiggle for the first time ever when I'm in front of you. Okay. Love to see you dance." So, all right. That's what I wanna say about forgiveness. Now, I wrote a long thing in, under the, spiritual section of, Liberty Aid Academy, and I explained, I'm the avatar, just that's it. You see what I'm saying? That's it. I've it doesn't help you if I equivocate or it's not an ego trip. It's I'm your servant, period. I'm God's servant, and God is your servant, and I am your servant. I'm nothing else. You see what I'm saying? That's all I am. I serve no other purpose here whatsoever. Uh, but I'm the actual servant. Those are the ones they just play the game, but they think you see, they have this knowledge, this is what's going on. Well, the thing is I show up and what? I'm like the catalyst. So hey, that's not all there is, you see? You could come over in fact, one of you has to come over here. At least one, right? Keep the numbers up. Okay. So it was about, uh, you know, the humans got a game, right? Like the all let me put it another way. There's all them, right? Uh, There's the ones that know what's up, and then there's, like, the non-player characters that just don't know nothing, you know? And there's quite a few of both of them. And then there's almost no one else. There's me, and then there's a few of you. The 7,000 and, 56 of them, the perfect ones, 5 of them are uh, perfect bouncers. 3 of them got absorbed, and the rest of them are, like, sitting on the sidelines, basically watching and understanding and learning until they can take a slot of a perfect bouncer over the next resets. You know what I mean? Whatever comes in. So your goal as a human is one of 2 things, as one of the 7,000. One of 2 things. There is a hierarchy you can reach, and there's also an exit door, right? So you could not go into the 56. It might be possible. I don't know that that's possible, but let's just say that's a maybe possibility. I don't know that is, but that is for sure that there are 56, right? Why would there be 56? There's just we only need 5. Well, because, it's a progression for them too over lifetimes, learning, remembering, right? Adjusting to remembering these lifetimes. What? And then you're back. What? That's an adjustment, to your psyche and everything. You got to learn different languages and different, like so many things. Yes, you have to know and learn so many things, speak so many languages. It's just ridiculous. So them 56 that are on the sidelines are taking all that in, interacting with the place and learning how to take the slot. Like of a perfect bastard instead of a perfect one. Right? Perfect one is learning to be a perfect bastard. So uh I don't want to think that there's another let's just remove the other option for an exit because that's never mentioned. So let's just there are really 2. So you gotta get into the hierarchy of the 7,000, but within the 7,000, you have to actually get into the hierarchy of the next place to get to God, where you're absolutely trusted down here, you see? You have to become trustworthy to God, and it's so difficult, right? It's so difficult, but it can be done, and, Sridhar exemplifies that, and it's perfect, and it has been done, and all I know is I want him outta here because he's ready, he's done, he's so far past ready, you see? He's earned every piece, and so I need somebody to win, and he next time he don't have to do this, you see? That's what I need uh, because of the love he showed me, and I'll need that every time. You see, I'll have received that from a perfect one, and been watched over, and so I get the information. All I want to do is reciprocate to those that did it to me. You woke me up. You see, I just want to. It's my only. How can I help you? You help me, and I didn't even ask for help. Uh, ah, how can I make that up? I have to. I have to try, and that's my work, okay? More details are in that what I type, but that's just generally, okay? Uh, so, oh, uh, no more marijuana, cannabis for me. I ended that, like, during this week. No one can understand the pain, that physical, mental anguish that I have to deal with. Yes, God sorts it out with the bliss. He does. Not evenly, not like, "Hey, I get bliss all the time." It ain't like that, but you saw me next to the tube, it's like he'll just hit me with 1,000,000 voltage of bliss, and I'll just stand there cackling like a madman, like, oh, uh, right? That's the evening out, not like blisses all the time, but even 1 second of God's blisses you could make it for so long. "Thanks for the air. Hold my breath now. I'm good. I'm good. Okay, everybody." So, today's Sunday, I'm going to the drum circle, a Siesta Key parking Willie. Last week, I went, and one of the best drummers there, he had come to me the previous Sunday. And he goes, I'm sitting behind the circle and I'm about to leave. He goes, "Oh man, you got any weed or something?" I was like, "Oh, dude, all I got is some, edibles left, like this one piece, you know? And I was like and he just threw it in his mouth and ate it. I was like, "Okay, that's like how much I have." And it was near the end of the drum circle. I saw him next week, and he was like, "Man, that stuff you gave me." I was like, "What?" He said I ended up throwing up. I was like, "Okay." He said, "I played for a little bit and drove home." He said, "I got so high, I started losing it." And then he threw up me and started feeling better. I was like, "Dude, I apologize." And he said, "I saw that look on your face when I just threw the whole thing in my mouth." I'm like, "Yeah, I did have that look." And we started laughing. But I can't make that mistake. Not that that was a mistake, but you know what I mean? It made me realize how much of that stuff I was using. And basic wasn't doing a dent in my pain or nothing, basically. It was like nothing. And when I went to India, I didn't use none of that cannabis either, and my pain sort of slowly ebbed away for the most part, and I'm feeling that again now. So, I just don't think that's gonna be working for me anymore. Like, I used it, and it has as much problems as it has benefits, but for me, what it did was the main thing that it did was it gave me a little bit of patience. You know, like a softer edge, shall we say? That's gone. I don't have no more. I just it don't serve no one to have that level of patience. It serves people to be truthful and honest every time, all the time, and to be who I am. It just I can't be patient anymore to a certain extent. And so, I'm not gonna just sit there on the sidelines anymore and just try and put a lid on this steam about to blow. I'm just like, that's just not gonna happen no more. I mean, maybe it'll come and go or something like that, but nah, I just don't see it. Oh, just giving you an update. But that's what it gave me a little bit more patience. But why do I need patience? Like this whole thing is TikTok. I gotta have the opposite, you know? It's not my nature. But I have infinite patience for anyone trying to be with God. You all, infinite patience. I want you to progress enough to get out of this loop and move up your spiritual status before the next loop. I'm impatient with that, but only on my end. In other words, I'm trying to give you all the truth, not, hey, go to this or something like that. No, no, no. Just give you so much truth that it all becomes crystal clear what your actions are. That to me is how it could most serve you until you directly, hey, what about this? Okay. God's medicine, exactly. If I'm saying there's something outside of God that heals me or something like that, I'm giving the wrong message. I didn't say there's no healing there or nothing like that. I didn't say that. Many varieties for many ailments, but not it does no nothing in this dome gets you out of this dome. You see, we don't do that. Only God does. And so God can heal you, do whatever, God needs to do to get you out of here. And also, I think, uh, it's uh, sort of a stop on the way to the truth is maybe to have some mind altering situations and then ultimately give them up and in your quest for God. So as the avatar, right, as the one who comes here every single time, I have to do all the steps on the path within one lifetime before the 8 years, and, before the last 8 years and get it done and then be here as your servant, for the last 8 years as you know the truth and get to finish this up and decide what your spiritual status is by your actions. And I'm here to help you with that. And um I just don't wanna have any errors on that at this point, so I'm gonna, just stay like this, phone and water and, hey, God, that's what I'm gonna use to get you out of here. What else is needed? Nothing. The weed wasn't needed for anything except for, to give me patience and to take away a little bit of the pain, but ultimately the pain became just so unbearable. My sciatica was so I could hardly walk, and so I was like, "That's it. You're gonna have to heal me, God." So, and that's what we're doing now. So I'm gonna get into some real stuff here shortly. So if you got any questions or whatever, let's see. Oh, okay. Let's just do this basic little thing. There are three city states, right? The Vatican City, the city of London, right? Vatican City is in a country, but it's its own city state. It's in Italy, right? Okay. Then we got City of London. Oh, you mean London, the city? No, that London, the city, is around the city of London, right? So uh, the faith, the heart, the spiritual side of the trifecta of the devil's, you know, control in the outward physical form here from the Vatican, right? That's the spiritual side. From the City of London, we got the money side, right? And then we got the city state DC. My paperwork says, "Oh, you're born there, right? I got a birth certificate, all that BS, right?" Uh, and so without the fist, right? Because that's they got We Trust or USA. That's a fist that makes you a slave of the banker, right? Because, uh, oh, City of London is gonna make money and all that. Yeah, what? I'm gonna go down there and burn your whole city of London down, right? Because there's no fist to stop it, but there is a fist. So, uh, yeah, same with the Vatican. Just go torch the whole place, did not, making up lies, right? Go torch the whole place. So those two places actually don't matter at all. The fist matters, is why the paperwork matches and why I end up standing in Washington, D.C. first. That's where God puts me because I'm up against the fist. Londinium, right? Yeah. Jay, I tried to show some people a device out of Australia that raises people bioelectric fields and works, and I was blasted so freaking bad, right? Like, what the hell? Yeah. Now I hear that, Jay. DC runs the Legion. They are Legion. Well, they're the fist of the Legion. You see, they're not the thinkers. Obviously, they're the pro wrestlers. They're you know what I mean? They're not the thinkers. No, they're not that. Not at all. But they're the fist. You just tell them what to do and like bomb them, to whatever, kill them, all that. But does that really happen? Because it's all them. I don't believe in wars. All wars are fake. So I'm gonna boy to watch these, right? Isn't that funny? Paperwork says uh George Washington Hospital, right? And now let's get into that. All right. Let's use another book today to go into some things that we need to learn about. The theater of war. Exactly. Thank you, George. No thinking at all. That's correct. No thinking. Correct. 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 All right. So for me, God said, "Hey, go to this bookstore the other day. I got a book for you." I was like, "Oh, okay." And boom. Now keep in mind, I am no first of all, by definition, you know, but Islam is the acceptance of God as your creator and who, you know, uh you're all. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing outside of your creator. That's who decides everything in your life. And the only thing you want to do is follow what Allah says, right? What God says. That's the only purpose of life. There is no other purpose. Keep in mind, I have been to Kashmir, and I went to the shrine of where Jesus is said to be laid at rest in Kashmir, and I went to the uh, what is that called? Temple? No, they don't call them temples. Do they call them temples? they have another name for 'em. But I went to the place, a gigantic place that has their story is they have Muhammad's hair inside that. What's the name of that thing? Uh, it's not a church. It's not a temple. It's something else. Anyway, so I went there, and I also, if you listen to my whole story, boss, thank you, George. So what I was reading in this Korea is really interesting. There are a whole bunch of introductions, sort of, to it, like these learned Muslim, whatever. It's printed in the beginning, and for me, the only thing that really matters to me with the Muslims is where they're wrong, right? That's I'm here, the most dangerous place on earth. That's right. And oh my God, I could go on and on about that business, but I'm not here to do that. We're going to go forward in this, okay? So if you look into the Muslims, their main spiritual error. Oh, here's a question for today. Oh, Didi, you want to talk about the Korea? What is their only main, right? The Muslims. Let me explain this a little further, and I'll ask you this question, okay? I read these forwards in this thing. It's like, oh, Islam and to be Muslim means you serve God. That's all it means. So it's not a religion per se. It's a brotherhood of man and woman. You know what I mean? A brotherhood of the species of man and woman. You see, that's what it is. Serving God, working for God. That's what it means. It doesn't. It's not a religion per se. It's been turned into that, but basically, it's an acceptance of the rules in this book and so on. As God wrote this, and this is what you should be following. You know, this is God's wisdom in a book. So, and then the only thing, uh, and so what they say is anyone following God and doing God's work is Muslim, even if like because strictly they list a whole bunch of prophets that are listed. These are prophets. Well, they aren't all Muslim, right? Because there was no Muslim Islam at that time. So before that, in the script of time. So Jesus is Muslim to them. You see? And he was never in a religion. It means you're one with God. You're trying to be one with God. And then to be a prophet is to them to be one with a father, basically. That's the prophet. Okay, so uh Alan, I recently heard one of them say Israel means we who wrestle with God. Yeah, right. Yeah, it's more like we who wrestle for God because, right? They don't wrestle. They know what's up. They directly know what's up. I remember sitting in this weed dispensary about few years ago, and this Jewish guy walked in with a cat on. I was like, and I was in there with maybe about it was super crowded. There were about there were more than 20 people in it. I was like, hey, Satan worshiper. You're a Satan worshiper. I just said it to him so everybody can hear. Satan worshiper. You work for the devil, eh? He looks at me. I was like, you work for the devil. Say it. I don't want to be in the same room with you. I'm going outside. Uh, that's just. And he looked at me like, yeah, of course. With they know what they're doing. He just looks at me like, what? They know what's up. So it's not really a wrestling with God, it's wrestling for God. We'll play your characters. But at the end, after I come, then they wrestle with the concept of God, right? They wrestle with it. So here we're gonna go into uh in my opinion, as every religion that they laid out here, God does so that you can see it's an error. And you should simply be focused on God, like Jesus, like that character, right? He wasn't a religion. He's just like, I'm with God, right? I do what God did. It doesn't, you're not, re- uh, I just do God's. And then if you find a servant of God who's one with God, then you go, oh, he knew what's up. He knows what's up. So I'm going to listen to him. Yes, that's a prophet. Oh, there's God. Oh, you're one with the Father. Oh, well, I had a question. Blah blah blah. You got to ask them, right? So what's so giving all those freaking hints, right? I ask you, Israel 64 Jabati, isn't that interesting, Jamie? Wow. Isn't that interesting? Wow, good find. Look at you out there. I'm gonna let's make some Jiffy Pop popcorn on the fire here. Let's see what's. I love it. Pop, 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 in the dome. Okay, popcorn in the dome. What's up with that? Let's see. uh, so, okay, so this will be one of those spiritual questions where you get a push. You know what I mean? If you get it right. So say your prayers now and try to get one with God because I'm going to ask you this question. And I'm going to say, every religion has some major spiritual error. The Muslims is actually, for me, easy to spot. And so, what is their main, one single, absolute spiritual error? If anyone could get this, it's not an easy question. Yeah, well, no way. Oh my God, look at you two. You're like, oh, I got another 640. Y'all are brothers and sisters. I love it. Uh, well done. So here's my question. What is the Muslims and the Muslims' interpretation of this book, right? What is their spiritual error that God gave them to continue, right? They're playing characters in here, right? They're playing characters. And they're given this script to say, and we're here to, oh, that's a script, and we're here to find the mistake in it and go, oh, and move past it, right? What's their mistake? What's their made? No, 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 no. Calling Allah Muhammad. Calling Allah. No, that's not it. They don't do that. I don't think they do that. Denying Jesus Christ? No, that's not it. Because they say he's a prophet. They won't. Don't believe one could get God consciousness. Yes, that's actually it. Exactly, Dee Dee. You're right, George. You're right. But they say it another way. You, George said it in like Mayor Obama speak. You did. Can you form what he said uh, into what the Muslims say? You know what I mean? Because we got to, understand their script in their words and not let it have power over us. We need to move past it. Yes. So you're right, George. 100% right. They don't think there's an avatar. Maybe that is. Yes. That's it. That's it. That's actually it. Yes. That is it. That is it. That is it. That is it. They say it in slightly different words, but that is it. That is it. That is it. That's it too, George. Yes, that's it. They devoted God, Jesus Christ, to only a prophet. That's not it, actually. That's not it. Let me go into that point. That's sort of this misunderstanding between like Muslims and Christians. That's I'm gonna clear that thing up because you do hear that a lot. You do hear that a lot, Jay. Yes, totally. You do hear that all the time. So I'm glad you brought it up. They they see let me just I'm just gonna get to it. I'm gonna say it. Okay. You all came out with the uh right parts and using words you would use in regular English or I have used. You're saying it in words that either I have used or is in regular English. You're saying it right. That's true. That's true, Alan. And that weakness has gone over to them. That's true, that's true, that's true. And so what do they say? What do they say in that? Why do they deny, you know, uh, why would they let me give you another hint, okay? Farther in the game, you're far, Jay. Everyone should wish they're farther, but you're very far. And that was the right thing to bring up. Muhammad is a messenger relating Gabriel's word, but is not connected to God. Yes, we brought up that avatar concept. They don't have that. That's true. But they say it in another way. That's one error. So there are actually two. My error, there are two. I was going for another piece of this, and the most common way that the Muslims say it. I'm gonna say it, okay? Because actually you have all the right words and information, so you've gained your uh spiritual kudos from God by wrestling with that. So you wrestle with God, they don't wrestle with God. See the difference? The Israel, they don't wrestle with God. You just wrestle with God. You're like, tell me, tell me, tell me. That's wrestling with God. You see, you are doing that. Israel doesn't do that. They have a script they follow. They never wrestle with God. God can't come as man. Yes, that's what you're all saying, and that's true. That's the avatar thing. They do deny that, but they put it in another way. So I'm gonna say it, okay? They say that Muhammad is the last prophet. That's what they say. Yes. And what does that do? You see, it removes all hope. All hope is removed at that point. All hope is removed by saying that Muhammad is the last prophet. In other words, the last one that is one with God and can hear from God. No one else can ever do it. That's heinous. So, where do they get that from? Hadith 3340. Okay, they call it Hadith. It's, this thing's in straight numbers. It's not like all these different books or something. There's one book, and so you just go by the numbers. Da 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 da. Da. Oh, 33? Da da da. Yes, 33. That's what I said. Amen equals three. Yeah, exactly. Thank you. Thank you. That's them. So they're talking about them. And Hadith 3340 is the what? That makes them inherently try to avoid the sun to get to the fire and deny the sun's existence or deny anyone's possibility for becoming one with the Father. That's what they deny. That the Father will never speak to anyone, ever. Now, but let's go through the words and see how they got this wrong. Okay? Because, you know, what is it? You need a scripture to deal with the barking dogs, right? So to help you, let's just not even let's not spend too much time on the barking dogs bones, rotted bones. Okay, rotted bones. I say it, rotted bones, rotted bones. 3340. Let's go into it. Here we go. Oh, I got it pulled up somewhere on a Goog. This is I'm gonna say it a few times, okay? It's not long at all. Muhammad is not the father of any of your men, comma, but is the messenger of Allah and the seal of the prophets. Period. And Allah has perfect knowledge of all things. Okay. So let's do the first part. Muhammad is not the father of any of your men. Okay, that's great. Yeah, the father is the father, and Muhammad is not God, right? He's right? How could he know everything from God? How is he not God, right? That's a concern. Like this guy knows everything. Maybe he's actually, you know, God the infinite. Uh it's like, no, he's not your father. You see, God is the father. Then we go on to, but is the messenger of Allah, a messenger of God, right? That's what a prophet is, a messenger, is a messenger. And the seal of the prophets, right? Isn't that interesting? So a seal, that's what they get. They translate the word seal, which I understand in a Muslim in a English direct translation I'm read, is the word is are the four letters CONJ, a con job, right? CONJ, con job. And so seal, they CONJ, con job. And they translate that as the last prophet. What? No. Uh so a seal of approval, basically. You see what I'm saying? A prophet gets a seal of approval of God. You see, it's not like bark, 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 throw me the ball, I'm a seal. Give me a fish, I'm a seal. No. And if you look up seal in Latin, it's SIGNUM, a sign, right? He is the sign of God in a human body, a human form. You see what I'm saying? In other words, the one, right? The seal of approval of the prophets. In other words, the one of the messenger. You see, so this is a story. And Allah has perfect knowledge of all things. Yes. Okay. That's where they get. There could be no more prophets, and this guy's a guy. That's it. No one in human forms ever coming for anyone. No help is coming. That's it. And then they say, and all this other stuff. Oh, hey, in it like Christianity, go ahead and read this whole thing and like talk about it, figure it out. That's what Muslims do. But you can't figure out that. We already decided this is last messenger. What? No. What? I got proof. No way. Burja Sharif. Yeah. Be one with God. He will be one with you. Thank you, Mike. Yes. One with the Father. That's all Jesus said. That's all I say. I'm one with my Father. I don't say nothing else. I'm a servant. I'm a messenger, right? that's all. And so when you create a gigantic religion and then say no help is coming in human form, then you distrust everyone alive. There's never help here. We could only get help from God. What? That's almost saying your actions don't matter. You could never progress practically. It's so horrible. I reading that a day or two ago, I I quit smoking weed. I got so angry. I got so angry, at the attempt to remove hope because that's my job to restore hope. You see, so I cannot go with the removal of all hope. Was Muhammad a prophet or a tiny abbot? Nothing in the past before 1969 ever happened. What? Muhammad wasn't anything. Right? Muhammad is a character that God backs for the Muslims when they pray in their when they leave here and they have a meeting with God. They can meet with, Muhammad or a prophet or whatever, but they just want to meet with Allah. They don't want to meet with a prophet or nothing like that. But they may. So God will back that character for them in the ether. Just like when you meet with Jesus or God or whatever, you don't do it here in this world. You lose your sight of here and then you're over with God. So that's God doesn't physically come here, like that, except for me. Uh, what did Mir Baba say about Muhammad? He said exactly what Allah said. Allah got it right. Allah, yes, Allah was right. I mean, he didn't talk that much about Muhammad because his points were, what did they get wrong? He did talk more about Jesus because, he's trying to engage the West and the East, you know? He did. Than Muhammad. He said more about it. But if you want to read more about Muhammad and what Mir Mama said, I haven't done much of that, to be honest with you. I have read what Allah read. And then I was like, well, let me look into this, right? And then I was like 3340, right? Hadith 3340. I was just like, let's just get to the right to the thing. You see? So then the Muslims come up with an interesting, very interesting comeback to support that no one is coming in physical form to help. No messenger from God is coming again. They support this by this, okay? Uh, they say, first of all, to be an atheist, right? What is it? What is an atheist? We're gonna get there, Didi. I'm gonna bring you there soon. Okay, so what does an atheist say? I'm gonna ask you this, and you can type it out. To be an atheist? What do you have to do? Say whatever. You An atheist is one who anyone type it out, get some spiritual juice, C- cooking. Anyone? An atheist must God doesn't exist, Allah wins. Good. Allah correct 100%, right? God doesn't exist. Here's what the Muslims do. Well, denies God, George. Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Denies God. Thank you. Thank you. Yes. Exactly right. Okay. So, uh, but cleverly, the Muslims say, well, if you deny God, go ahead and define God. In other words, to deny something, you have to define what you're denying. Oh, I don't want fish. I don't eat fish. What do you mean by fish? Well, that's things that swim in the sea. Okay. Uh, so you deny God? Yes. So what's God? You see, you can't be a proper atheist until you deny God. And what is God? His figure says you deny God. Yes. Well, what's God? You see, very clever. And so the Muslims go to Hadith 112, 1 through 4. Okay? 112, 1 through 4. Uh, the Islamic concept of God. Now, they believe the sun, not the sun. Well, they believe in heaven, not the sun. That's right, D. I love that one. Ooh, that's right. Eggs. Eggs Benny. Dee Sunrises and sunsets in their mantra. Is their mantra. Yes, right? The God in heaven, and there's no help coming in this crystal ball over here. Yes, true. Now, so you gotta to be an atheist, or you have to deny God. So they define the Quran takes the time to define God. You see, and so let's see what the definition is, because I'm going somewhere with this. The best definition of Almighty God in the Quran is as follows: Hadith 112 through 1 through 4. Say, comma, capital H, He is Allah, parentheses, the one and only. So that's one attribute of God, right? He is Allah. There's only one of them. There's no, there's only one. Okay, that's it. That's one of there are going to be four elements of God here, and we're going to go through them. And this is the definition of God by the Muslims. So that's number one. Allah, the eternal, world without end, right? God, there's no beginning or end to God, right? That's God is eternal. So we have one and only eternal. Okay. Number three, the absolute eh, parentheses and alone. Absolute. There's no one above him that judges or no one has authority, right? Absolute and alone. Individual, there's no authority over God. God is the authority. There's the absolute authority, right? That's three. I'll go to four. He does not give birth and was not born. Someone who doesn't give birth is a man, and someone who is not born is immaculately conceived, right? Yes. Does not come through a woman. Not that concept of immaculate conception. Absolutely not. It shows up here. So, in summation, after that, in Hadith 4, it says, there is none like or comparable to him. Those are the elements that prove who God is. And so the Muslims say, mythology. It's a definition of God, and it's actually an excellent definition of God, and I love it. Immaculately conceived into the immaculate. Oh my God, this guy. Mike. Alan got your comedy game today. Oh my God. So good. Woo! I guess I wasn't that funny, but it was funny to me. Oh, so cute. Ah, Sol Invictus combo deities pluralist. They're not a pluralist. I mean, they just have Allah, so no pluralism there. And that's their whole point. There's only one God. You see to say, why would you say he would come down here to human form? What? That's it, right? Now, and if he did, it was Muhammad. That's it. That's it for the Muslim. The no hopers. Mike, say me say. Okay, there he is. Uh, even. Mike's like, oh no, wait a second. Oh. What about Mayor Bob TD? Please ask your question and pull out all the words. I want to properly answer what's on your mind, please. Baba what? Mayor Bob, what? Question I'm gone. Only one God. Correct. I agree with that too. All right. So, and okay, now we're going to get to the meat of the puzzle here. Hey, all blessings to all, peace and love. Oh, it's that sweetly. Right back at you, sister. May God bless you, because that's what we should be praying for, not just blessings, because anyone could throw them. Ah! So, thank you. I'll take it as God's blessings, all of us. All right. So, the point being, if those are the four attributes of God, right? How could someone here say, oh, you're the messenger of God? What? You're one with God, you're one with the Father? Then you have to have these four attributes. That's God. So you can't say you're one with God if you don't have those attributes. That's the crux of the argument, that no one is coming because no one will have the attributes that's described as the nature of God, the four-part attributes. So let's see if I have those attributes. You follow? You have to. Oh, the Muslims say, oh, okay, that's your definition of God. Let's see if I meet it. As a messenger, I say I'm the messenger of God, the one and only. There is not gonna be another, no other name, never coming. We're a 64-year time. That's what I say. And so, under what I've said, I didn't pick up the Quran until like a couple days ago, ever in my life, ever. Not in this lifetime. I never looked at it. I just never have. Uh, and then I was like, oh, what? They say there's a messenger. What? I'm gonna pick up that book. I'm what scripture am I in? This one, the Quran, and what I said is they deny a messenger is coming in Hadith 3340. So then they have the attributes of God in Hadith 112, 1 through 4, which I just read, the four attributes of God. And they say no other messenger is coming. Muhammad was it, and that's it. And I say, well, I am the messenger of God, and there is hope. And I have the information you need. You can directly ask me a question, meet with me physically. I am here as a messenger of God, you see? And I'm one with the Father, meaning those attributes are my attributes. Those are my attributes. Those four attributes, right? They say, and because they use them, they say, no one is coming from God because no one has those attributes. Let's see what they are. Sorry, Lee. But you're now you're up to speed. Okay. Thank you. Yeah, no problem. No problem. Okay. The real meat and potatoes, right? Thank you. That's that's so good. So and then and so let me just say it again for you. So the Muslims say no messenger of God is coming because no one will have the four attributes that only God has. You see, no one's coming in physical form. No one can have these four attributes, and those are the attributes of God. And I say I have them, and that's how I can be seen as a messenger of God. Let's get through number one. There's one and only. Who won the game first? Who's got proof? One and only. Is somebody else come up with these proof? Is somebody else out here speaking like I am? As somebody else got all this proof, can't be killed, right? All this stuff inviting you to Facebook. Let's go battle to the death. You know, somebody doing Darshan 3 times a week physically. Is anyone doing that? I have done that for almost a decade straight. Darshan 3 times a week. No church, no building, just a dome. You know where it is, right? Sunset twice a week on the Coast Beach, and sunset once a week on Siesta Key. 3 times a week. Come and test me, kill me, whatever. Don't matter. I've been doing it for almost a decade. No, I'm not a saint. No, I'm not. But thank you for that sweetness in there. No, I'm the avatar. I am the one, only one. And I'm the one that comes each time. And so the first attribute is one and only, right? Does anyone else alive have my proof? I keep asking. I've been out. I had a podcast for 2 years, right? Over a decade ago, was it? Yeah. Looking for anyone with proof. I searched in public myself. No one. And then I was like, ah, that means I have to do this, right? Ah. And I went and did it. And I got the proof. And that's why, it should be listened to. I should be listened to if I have no proof. Right? I'm the one with proof. The only one is, and once again, right now I say, who else has proof? Put their name down. Anyone. Who else has proof? Put my proof up against theirs and let's see who has proof. So I'm the one and only. That's one attribute of God. I have that. Two, eternal. I've explained. I have explained and I prove it, right? Can't be killed, right? Well, eternal means there's no beginning, no end, right? In a circle. I've explained the circle in every single detail. Has another human being done that? The 64-year time loop and every particle of it. No one. What? That's what eternity means. We're in a time loop, 64 years, blah, blah, blah. There is no other age. This is the only age. There is no other age. There will be no other age. And this will always be happening. And I'll always be here to save you. Always, it will always be me. It will never be someone else. There is no other messenger of God, and Muhammad wasn't a messenger of God, and neither was Jesus Christ. They are God that come to you in the ether. That is God. Oh, I see Jesus. Yes, Jesus is real. Muhammad is real, but Jesus is real. I met with him. I know that. I know that Jesus is real. I know that. You see, I'm not denying their existence. No, I'm saying they didn't live in a human form. I'm not denying their existence. No, that's no. And I'm not denying their you know, script, all the words they said and all the things they did in the Bible, it's all useful information, but not compared to me. Because it's like, oh, this is from a previous time or whatever. Well, how about now? I don't need help 1,200 years ago. I need help today. And they're like, Muslim, like, nah, nobody's coming. No one has these attributes. So I'm the one and only eternal, right? What remember when I put the videos, they took them down, right? I said, anyone come Darshan 3 times a week. I'll say it again. I'll say it again right now. I've said it in video form. Oh, Mike, no problem. No problem, man. But the spirit of what you said, I accept it. I know what you meant, and I appreciate that. So yeah. But I'm here to be particular today to assist you, to let you know your hope. I'm here to help you, and so is God. I'm a messenger. I give you here's the message, and then this is what you do, and then God will help you. See what I'm saying? That's what the messenger aspect of God does in physical form. It doesn't take away your actions because actions is what gets your karma, gets you out of here. So I'm not saying you do what I say because that takes away your karma. No, I'll give you the information. So then you make the right choice and do it all on your own. You see what I'm saying? So I'm not here. Messenger is the right word. Uh, Alan, in their stories, you know how Jesus or Muhammad knew they were Christ. It's just like Bear Bob. Muhammad never said he didn't say that. He like you said, and like many others said, he never said he was, Christ or God or nothing like that. He said, I'm the messenger, and he said Gabriel came down here and wrote down what he said. And I say the same too. That's a messenger of God in the Holy Spirit. That's the attribute of the invisible God that we can't see, and that's who is our messenger. You see, that's who we hear from. Is in here invisible, uh, but you know, sends us the information that we deserve based on our actions and our desire and our heart to meet with God and serve God. So that's the attribute of the formless God is Gabriel, and all the angels and so on. Right. But I figured he would still know his title. Maybe. You see the same, but remember, it's just a character. So uh I mean, your mom was like, now every time I was the avatar, I made a mistake. I mean, sure. That's true. I mean, if you get your memory wiped and come in here and you're an avatar, if you don't make mistakes, so you don't have to play it memory wiped and you don't have to do those things, how can people who have to play this game with their memory wiped and all this stuff have any affinity for anything you have to say? No, God's fair. God says, I will play the game with you. I will win it and I will stay. And I will tell you how to do it. And I will say my proof. So if you want to be with God, I will have a proof and I will be here and you can make it. And I will help you make it. That's the attributes of God, right? So we're still in the second attribute, eternal, right? And so remember when I made the videos, come when I do Darshan, come to the 104. I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna make it. I'm at the end of the stuff, and then we'll take questions and stuff. I'm getting there. Uh, so eternal. Remember when I made those videos? I said anyone could come, bring a gun. I don't have any guns, but bring your own guns and bullets and make a $10,000 donation. In fact, I'll change it. If you can kill me, you don't have to pay nothing. Just murder me, and you're forgiven. And you know, I'll be like, thank you. I went home to God, but God won't let you raise your gun, and I've seen it several times. So uh, you can pay me that. You got to pay me up front. And I say it's only 5 Gs if you got an EBT card. I'll give you EBT discount. Try and murder me. And I know they don't like me, so I'm like, "Hey, why don't you kill me? It'll work out for me, and it'll work out for you. And here's where I'll be 3 nights a week. Come on down." And all I want is a video, right? Go ahead and try. Did anyone come? It's been years. Has anyone come? No. The cops came a long time ago, but they don't come no more. They literally don't come because they don't want to get on video, like, not being able to do anything to me, you know? They don't want that. Can't chain me, can't shoot me, none of that stuff. They don't want that on video. I've already experienced it several times, but now then I was like, "Let me just do a video. Let me set this up," you know? I can't be killed, and I've explained that, and I've proven it, and I've gone to war with them in so many different places, and they can't kill me. They want me dead, and they can't kill me, so that's eternal. I'm happy you're on my side too, man. When I saw those pictures on the gate, oh, I'm like, where's I can't hug that guy from this far away. Give me some of that. I love this guy. Uh, so now we're on to number three. Uh, alone and absolute God, right? Alone and absolute. Uh, I don't have like, hey, it's me and my twin avatar. Look at us go. You know what I mean? We're amazing. High five, twin avatar. Nah, I'll say that. Who else got this level of proof? That nope. An absolute meaning uh who has authority over me, right? Does somebody else have authority? Am I talking to you from a like, hi, I'm in prison today. How are you doing? No, everything's fine. Listen to me. Am I doing that? No. Absolute. Can they arrest me? No. I'd be in a jail. I'd be 6 feet under if they could do it. I'd be burned to ash and sent to the, deepest part of the ocean. And seal this and put a 10,000-pound weight and throw it into the Marianas Trench. Okay. Whew. Done with him. Let's get back to what we want to do. So that's three. And four, not bored, right? Not bored. I explained it. I'll explain it. I can't be killed, and I can't, and I'm never born, never die. My mama said, "Never born and never die, never born, never die." I say the same. Never born, never die. Come and kill me. Try and get the video. Just let me set up a video camera, right? Not you, not you. You accept some level of issues, but it don't matter who come with a gun and try and point it at me. You can't point one at me. No one can point a gun at me that's loaded. Try it. No one can. No one can stab me. You're not taking my life. It can't happen. So, on those four attributes of God, as above, because they say, well, see, that's why there's no prophet. You see what I'm saying? Nobody's coming. No one has those four attributes. And I think I have the proof that I have those four attributes. And anyone, want to disassemble that proof, come on down. Right? I know they watch all my videos and listen to everything. Siesta Key, Sunset, Sunday, Wednesday, Saturdays, the Gomez, right? There last night. Come on down and try and murder me. What? I'll just set up a video or, hey, can you take a video with my camera? He's going to try and kill me. What? Yeah, it'll just take a sec. Okay. So I like that logic. That's hard. That's irrefutable logic, I would say, right there. that the Muslims have, right? There's if you don't meet these 4 criteria, you're not the messenger of God. So Noah's the messenger of God. It's like, yeah, that last part where Noah is. Yeah, no, 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 no. So I meet those criteria of the Muslims. I meet it. I meet it. Come and any Muslim is welcome to come and try and murder me. I will have you're forgiven already for trying to do that because you love God. I want to prove that no is coming, or prove that someone is coming. One or the other. But the rest of the Quran, I don't know about all that. But that's that's the linchpin. You know what I'm saying? If you remove the linchpin, that's it. So, and that's a misunderstanding of the Christians too of immaculate conception, correct? They're like, but how were you pregnant, Mary? What? That's incredible. Bob. Man, and he did. And I am absolutely, absolutely. I never said that. See, these 4 attributes have to be combined. Yes, 4 attributes. Four, not one. Not, not, not bored. That's not good enough because what? The game starts. Blink. Right? 9/11, 1969. It's that day. And everybody's here. No, none of them are born. None. Zero. Zero. None are born. After that, the rest come through women. They're the 64-year time after that, yes. But everybody shows up at the beginning, not born. So it's not that attribute by itself, that doesn't do it. You see, you have to combine it. So Charles. Yeah, no, he yeah. So that's the information for this week that I wanted to give, and I wanted to I think the Quran is and that concept of God and that definition of God, I like it, and it kind of cleared me up actually on who I am as and stuff by my anger. I was like, you see, I have those attributes. I was like, wait a second, that's actually a good definition. I'm like, perfect. So that's the information. I want to catch you up. And I know that's a lot, or to take in and stuff, but doesn't match what you have witnessed around me or whatever. That's you must ask yourself that. You see, and so I say that you can become one with God, and I'm here to help. I go first, yes, but then others must go, or this is a static game. And that's not the nature of God. Nature of God is a very difficult game, extremely difficult, but winners, yes. Because then no one will ever see God ever if God doesn't want to see anyone. And didn't someone see the face of Jesus Christ or more than someone? And the and didn't someone experience meeting with God like the formless God, Allah, right? That form of God where it's not a face or anything, like you had an experience of interact. What is all this bliss? Oh my God, what was that? God. You've had those experiences. You see what I'm saying? So you just haven't had the final experience, maybe, but you can see, oh, well, there's a progression where people become more one with the Father. That's a progression. You're experiencing it yourself. Maybe you haven't made it all the way, but it's a progression you've experienced. So it does happen. What would be the point of a game if no one progresses? Be stupid. Uh, yeah, God's not an idiot. It's like saying, "Hey, God, you're stupid. You made all this game for what? Nothing? You're stupid." What? No one. That's not God. God is. There's no words, right? So we must play this game. And of course, God would not say, "Hey, go play a game and I'm going to give you no help." It's going to be super impossible. Not even hard, impossible. No, because it'd be like, God didn't send a messenger that's so perfect you can't be like him. I'm not so what? No, no. I just have the information, the truth, and I'm not making any mistakes. It's like, uh, you're very beautiful tonight, but no thank you. Like, not that mistake. Thanks anyway. You have the night off. Like last night, one of the, you know, I'm friendly with the dancers. A bunch of them are women, and some of them are very charismatic and beautiful. And you know, they're there to, you know, uh, be a speed bump in their spiritual progression if need be. Uh, and she's just young and very nice, and she's a girlfriend of one of my favorite drummers. So he didn't come last night, and he hasn't been feeling that well, and I really miss him when he's not there because he's like super funky and just such a sweet guy and very nice. And since she's out there dancing on her own, and she comes out and like two guys are like, and they're standing next to me, and so I go over, sort of start making fun of them, like and start like, they actually both wanna punch me in the face, basically, and then she sort of wanders off a little, and then later I go, "I know your guy's not here, so I was just, getting rid of him." She's like I'm like, "Okay, I don't wanna talk to you anymore either. Okay, bye." But, you know, I'm there to help. I'm not I'm not doing none of those errors or anything. Uh Alright, I wanted to get through that. I don't know how gypsies do. I know God's watching over Gypsy. I ain't seen him in a few weeks. I have not got down to his abode there in the pavilion down near the pier in Venice Beach. He's not coming to the drum circles right now. I don't know where he is. It's been very cold, and he refuses to go inside. At times like that, the ferries put him in jail. They watch over him, like, when he was sitting on Siesta Key and the Category 5 or whatever's coming right at him, he was, like, down in the water's edge, like, "I'm not leaving." And the cops were like, "You're leaving." He's like, "I'm not. I'm with God. You can't make me." And they're like, "Yeah, you're leaving. We work for God too, and you're staying alive." And they put him in jail for a little while until the storm blew over. A couple weeks later, the gypsy's out. He's like, "Man, they fed me 3 meals a day, and I saved all my money from my monthly money." He even take it bad. Like, dude, you're amazing. He's very sweet. He's also very, he's a force, man. He's taller than me, he's ripped. He's like pretty he's very sweet, but it's a little bit scary too, you know? He don't wear no shirt ever, nothing pretty much unless it's freezing. Uh, eh, Somebody came up to her standing next to each other one day and it's like, "Before and after." I'm like, "Actually, that's true." So funny. But I'm sure he's fine. There's times I don't see him and, there's times I do. I've been thinking about him, and I pray for him when there are those times. I have his number, and I can text him. Sometimes he texts me, and I am there, you know. Alright, let's see how he's doing. Let's actually yeah, let's real time this, okay? Uh, let's find out. And if I don't hear from her right now, then, when I hear from her, I hear from her, and I'll let you know, okay? Uh, Jay? So I'll get an update, and if I hear from her or whatever, I'll put it in the classroom in the spiritual section. Okay, so you could look there. Once I get an update, I'll put it there. All right, I'll say something next Sunday, but I answer your question. I work for you. I'm your servant, so I'm gonna answer your question. George, thanks, John. That was an awesome discourse. Thank you. God bless your success in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen. Thank you. And that's it. If and thank you for your support this week, George. Pay, Jamie. Uh, Look, all y'all are very supportive and financially, or your dogged determination in helping me, and like Dee Dee in a classroom at Mike helping out. But you know, when his home isn't being destroyed for helping me having my home not destroyed. Oh, oh, I appreciate it because man, helping me, it ain't easy, right, Mike? It ain't easy. So, you know, suffering is how we move forward. Oh, so loved and blessed by all. Yes, I am blessed by all of you. I really am. I feel that every day, and I really appreciate it. And I quite a lot by you, Bela, so much, and I really appreciate that. Your family, what a wonderful family! Everyone there, like Pauletta, Pamela, those twin towers of power, those women watching over that family, amazing. And then the twin towers of power as a couple now, Reagan and Alan, and watching over their baby Lenore. What a family! With truth, with the God, supporting my work, and really something. Uh, Thank you, Frank. Lee, stay strong in the Lord. I do. Faith will carry you. Yeah, I gave up faith a long time ago for proof, but thank you very much. I know exactly what you mean, Lee. And I pray the same for all of you. And I'm here to help you if you need me. Hearing this information and then wrestling with it, right? You're the ones wrestling with God, not Israel. They said, it's a blessing to be here, John. Thank you so much. Makes a stronger, wiser trust for God. Yes, that's all I'm here to serve that purpose. So I guess until next week, then, if you have nothing on your mind that I can answer or no points or anything like that, I'm here to serve you. I've been thinking about getting a church this fall, but I just don't know about that. What am I going to have to conform to some idea of a church and stuff like that? What? God's not a building. He's either, yeah, God, or he's walking around in human form, which I'm doing. I think I'm holding it down. I do 3 days a week. I've been doing it for almost a decade, and now I'm doing Sundays for a few years. I have 4 times a week where I'm accessible. I don't need a building, you know. I don't need a freaking building. I just don't. How about a yearly gathering? Gathering, good idea. And we're working on that now for May. It looks like early May. In May. So that George can make it and there's enough time to organize it. So we're looking at early May. And Alan's kind of like Alan's so helpful. It's really impossible to he's really helpful in so many ways. To question me for 2 months and really kind of, because I don't have all the information. Oh, I know everything. I only know if people care enough to want to care about God and ask me. That's how I know so much. So he takes the time to care to like drill down every single thing, and then come back and be practically helpful with helping out with so many different things. So uh, I totally trust Alan to be I totally trust Alan, period, actually. Uh, oh. You got a problem now. Can't believe I said it is true, but it's true. Ah! May, uh, May 3rd. May 3rd? Okay. May 3rd through the 11th. Oh, sweet. That May the 4th be with you is, right, that's the date on the, birth certificate for this one, May the 4th. So that'll be during that time in Florida. But it's so great. What a time. This whole thing, if you can't see this game from the whole thing that shows up in the script as it's going, mate, this thing's a giggle after a while, okay? All right, everyone, we'll be working on that. You know, that spiritual section, right? In Liberty Academy's classroom, a good area to be working on this stuff, okay? Not just here. So we could work at midweek with some of these things there. So Al's been working on that and dates and so on. May second all your paperwork. Fantastic, fantastic, fantastic. Okay, so we're gonna do. I'm gonna make sure anyone's baptized, right? And wash your feet. I will kneel and wash your feet, and pray that God, brings you home. I will do that, and that you're one with the Father. I will do that again for anyone, and you'll get uh, a baptismal certificate from that, and a uh, certificate as a minister too. You will. And those other people that have already had that will be getting one in the mail soon. That went to India and did that whole thing. You'll be getting one in the mail soon if you haven't already received it. Uh, Thanks to Allah's assistance. Um, and so other people will be receiving those uh oh shoot, what do they call those? Sheepskin. uh oh my god, you funny god. Uh we both need a stable mayor a stable mayor on the table. It's funny. No, but we do need to gather. And it'll be fun, it'll be interesting, and a lot of it's worked out and so yeah, some of it isn't, but the dates are, so put it on your calendar and we'll get together, okay? All right, everyone. It was a lot for me to work through this week. I can't tell you the level of anger I've had this week at saying there's no profit coming. What a thing to say. I am denying my existence is all they seem to do. What? Okay. All right, everyone. Listen, I'll see you next week. Keep up your progress. I know you're doing a lot. I know this is a lot of work, and I know it's a lot to take it and move forward. Just do it patiently and try to keep your heart with God and your mind centered on God and your prayers with God. You don't have to do everything that calls you to be done. Say a prayer and God will handle whatever you don't feel you can handle. This needs help over there. That needs help. Your prayers matter. You're high in if you're say here and you're this far along, you're obviously high in the existing physical walking around reality of the actual spiritual hierarchy, not the perfect ones, but right beneath them, right? All the ones becoming perfect ones. Oh, come on, what? That's y'all. Okay. All right, let's say together, let's say a prayer for each one of us. Say here together, let's say a prayer for each of us that I want you to reach God the Father. I want you to become one with the Father, and I will do everything I could possibly do, anything I can do. I'm here to help, right? And I'm here to refrain from doing one thing so that it happens so you progress. You all know what that is. No pressure. But I love you. And so I'm here to help you, okay? All right. May God watch over you and bless you every day. I really bring you home to God. That's all I want for all of you. Thank you, and you could do this. Okay, stay with God. You could do this. God, like that. A Pilgrim's Progress. Help will be coming on your path to God. Call for help. Call God for help, and help will show up. Okay, it will. God loves you infinitely. If you need help, that you pray for it, and God says, "Help." I'm here to help. But in the moment, right there, you pray, and God will send help that moment. You watch, try it, and share. Oh, this week, hey, I need help, and God showed up. It worked. Someone will be sharing that next week. If you do use your prayers, you'll be able to say next week, "Hey, this happened to me. That's what I want. That's my prayer. God, listen, watch over everyone, and I want you to perform a miracle when somebody calls for help, so that they can recount what it is next week. Here, I want that to happen." You say, "Will, good, okay." So that's your week. Who's gonna get that? Who's gonna who? How many of you are gonna pick up that, like walking through right the game? Oh, I found it, right? It was hidden behind this tree. It was hidden behind your prayers, right? So God will send you a situation, you will pray, and God will send help. Watch, all right? And then that will become your consistent all day, every day after that. Yes, yes. All right. I look forward to seeing you. I miss you guys physically, face to face. The ones I haven't seen yet, right? May 3rd through 11th. All right. Put it on your calendar. God loves you. You know I do too. I'll see you next week, everyone.